Hello, everyone. You are listening to Your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. My name is Kiana Rivera, and I'm the Vice President of Membership and Program Development at the Chamber, the Palm Beach Chamber. And today, our special guest is Rachel Tessoff. Hello, my dear.
Hi.
And we're so excited to have you. So I'm going to go through your bio real quick, and then we'll jump right in, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
As a second-generation realtor serving Palm Beach County since 2016, Rachel has in-depth knowledge of the community and the real estate market. Serving on average 30 individuals or families a year, Rachel's expertise is expansive in the ins and outs of the selling, buying, and most importantly, closing process. Rachel moved to West Palm Beach from Chicago in 2012, planning to be here for a year. Quickly falling in love with the area, Rachel has made West Palm Beach home alongside her husband and son and dog. Lover of sunshine, pool days, coffee shops, walks outside, and supporting the community. So Rachel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Kiana. I'm so honored to be on the podcast
and
to have this time with you.
I'm so pumped. So Rachel, you are a global real estate advisor, and you're also with Sotheby's International Realty. So, and that's been a new transition, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So tell me, before we get into Sotheby's and just everything real quick, walk me through, how did you end up in Palm Beach County? You said you're from Chicago.
Yes. So I moved here from Chicago, grew up in Ohio.
In Ohio. Oh my gosh. Where in Ohio?
It's outside of Toledo. It's called Perrysburg.
Is that east or west side? Like, are you closer to Pennsylvania?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's northwest Ohio.
Okay,
it's
got
like
it.
closer to Indiana.
Nice.
And moved to Chicago after college, like most Midwesterners who want to be in a big city but feel like New York is too expensive. They're like, let's just go to Chicago.
Right.
And at the time, I was working with Saks Fifth Avenue in Chicago, and Neiman Marcus first, and then I moved to Saks Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
Saks Fifth Avenue. They moved me to the Palm Beach store in 2012.
No way. Yes. I had no idea that you were with Saks.
I was with Saks Fifth Avenue for 11 years.
That's a long time.
11 years, yeah.
On the island, on Palm Beach?
Started in the Chicago store, on the island.
Wow.
Bumped up and bounced to Palm Beach Gardens for a hot minute, and then my final destination was Boca.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah, so I moved here, planned to just be here for a year as I was planning on moving through other stores, etc. And just fell in love with West Palm and had the opportunity to stay with Saks with Palm Beach Gardens and Boca.
Okay.
And then really when they wanted me to keep moving around, I was like, you know what?
I want to settle.
I want to stay here. I love it here. This felt like home.
Yeah.
And when I was in Chicago, I was getting a little exhausted by the city. So I really was just like, okay, God, I either want to move to Florida or move to Michigan so I could be closer to family.
Right.
I let it all be. I just kind of lifted up my hands. I was like, I'll just keep working hard and do it. And I landed in Florida, and
you love it.
So literally, when I say, when the bio says I fell in love with Florida and haven't left, that's the reasoning. It really is.
Well, and I love just the fact that you just surrendered to that moment, and you're like, if this is where I'm meant to be, it's going to be very clear. And I'm glad that came through, because now you're here. You've been in Palm Beach County now for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
13, 14 years.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So then after you transitioned from Saks in that role, were you like immediately like, well, I'll go into real estate, or was that all? You said you're a second generation realtor, so it was already a part of your background a little bit?
It was, yes. So going into real estate, I started my real estate business in 2016.
Okay.
And when I say my business, every agent is essentially an independent agent under a brokerage.
Okay.
And so I started in real estate in 2016, and always knew I was going to eventually do that. It was just a matter of time.
Right.
I love luxury retail. I think it's very synonymous with real estate.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. There's a similar selling process, customer service process. And so I just loved the retail for the luxury retail world, stayed there as long as I wanted to, then started the business. Like you said, I grew up in the real estate business. My mom is a realtor in Ohio.
Okay, great.
Has been for 25 years now. So I used to do her, when it was allowed, I used to do her open houses and things like that. So fun. So it was a lot of fun. So always around it.
Yeah, and you got that experience really just watching your mom and how she was able to run her business too. So that's, what a great role model, honestly. That's incredible.
Yes. Well, just like your mom is amazing, I feel like my mom is amazing. All of our moms are so wonderful in so many ways. And she is a great person, still in the business at her age, great person to look up to.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. So when you decided you're going to start this, I guess, is it a practice? Is that what I can say? It's like, or is it just like business, start your business.
Right. I think we all are. Even when you're working for an organization, you're still a business owner,
right?
With sharing skills with the organization you're a part of. So real estate business.
Okay, I like it. Real estate business. And you jump right in, and tell me about that first client that you had here. Like, were you like, okay, like this is the starting point? What were you feeling? What was it like?
Oh my gosh. So taking me back almost 9 years now. Certainly it's always exciting. And what I still feel every time even after all these years, when I start working with a client, is this level of excitement.
Yeah.
Because I'm sharing their goals and dreams.
Right.
So in our relationship, in the height of the relationship, I am doing my best to embody whatever their goal is. Right. And that changes by person. So it starts by knowing, like, what is the goal that they're trying to accomplish? And it's not as simple as it looks. It's not, I want to buy and sell. It is deeper than that. It's, I need to sell to get this amount of money because I want to move to a different state and I need this much money to do it. Or I want to buy because I'm upsizing or downsizing or selling a family member's property that's no longer with us. So it's exciting and intense. It's intense because whatever their goal is, that becomes
your
part of me for a little bit, which is so weird too, because then when that ends,
you're like, a piece of you is like,
a piece of me is like, wait, what's
like,
going on?
I know, it's like we've been on this journey together. But I think that's what sets you apart from so many other people in this industry, because like you said, like this business, it can sometimes feel oversaturated sometimes, but you have such a personal relationship with everyone you've worked with. Like, anybody I know that knows you just raves about you, and it's genuine. It's true. Like, she's dynamite. Like, you need to talk to her. You need to be in her corner. Like, and that to me just speaks volumes, because again, in this oversaturated market, you're the light that's in it. And you're like, I love what I do. This is what I do, because again, it's generational. And I love that you said, like, a piece of yourself leaves with your client once they've reached success, because you're like, that's how invested you are. Like, that's so hard to find.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And you're starting to make me cry a little
bit.
No, sometimes, like all businesses, and no matter what we do, when a person is invested in their business, it feels sometimes hard. Right. So for you to say that, and thank you for sharing that, it does make me kind of want to cry a little bit, because happy tears, exactly. And I am a part of an amazing community, and there is a lot of realtors and real estate professionals in our county. And it's one of the beauties of having the opportunity to build a business here, because the opportunity for this profession and the recipients of the profession, sellers and buyers, is really wonderful. And so while I appreciate everything you said about me, I have amazing colleagues in this business too that do the same thing they do for their clients. And that's the best part about it, is because there's so many people that we have the opportunity to serve. Yeah. And if we just stay focused on the people we know and pour into those people, and then add on to those relationships by the people they refer to us, then that's where it compounds. You don't have to be everything to everyone. You just have to be a lot to the people you know.
Oh, I love that.
And that's why it's you could say oversaturated, but it's like there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of people, and a lot of relationships. So we almost need all these real estate professionals, because you can only pour into so many people.
I like that you said that too, because you have that attitude that it's like you are pouring into someone. This is an investment of yourself and time. And when you're talking about that with you and your team, like, that's amazing that you have been able to view. I mean, I think too, that just, again, sets you all apart. It's unique to the business that you're in, because again, most people don't take the time to do that, unfortunately, and that's just the truth. But when you're talking about your team, tell me a little bit about Sotheby's and like how you got in that role.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I had the opportunity to move my business to Sotheby's over the summer of 2024, so just very recently.
Yes, congrats.
Thank you. And where I was prior was an amazing experience, and the more I learned about Sotheby's and what Sotheby's as a organization does from a marketing perspective for their sellers and buyers through their agents, it just felt like such an alignment. and it felt exactly what I was working to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it almost felt, by moving to Sotheby's, I was working smarter than versus harder.
Got it.
Because they already had this program built in that was well-renowned, and a cachet around it to begin with, that I could tap into, layered on to what I was already doing for my clients to really expand and just really give the best service possible.
Yeah.
So it has been an unbelievable, amazing transition.
Yeah.
And it just is such a beautiful alignment that I'm very grateful for.
And I love too that it just, like you said, it just came, it came into existence, and it was like, this just makes the most sense. And you had such confidence moving forward. Yes. Right? Like, that's incredible. And then tell me a little bit about, with Sotheby's, I know you volunteer everywhere. So tell us a little about your volunteer organizations.
Yes. Okay. So I do love our community.
Yes.
And I think we all have to do a part.
Right.
And the part looks different for everyone.
Right.
There are people that volunteer and do way more than I do.
Me too. I'm like, I don't know how you have the time, but I'm trying.
I know. There's some pretty impressive leaders in our community that I'm just like, how is your capacity that big that you can do all of this? And it's not a comparison perspective. It's just kind of like an awe perspective.
Yeah.
Like, wow, your capacity is like really
amazing,
really large.
Yeah.
So the organizations that, as you know, just from knowing me, that I love the most, and not that I'm trying to say one or the other.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Chamber. I have really gotten even deeper with my time with the Chamber. I've been a member of the Chamber personally for 8 years.
Right.
And it's always been more as just a passive player.
Right.
Now, after I had my son and all of that is in the rearview mirror, my capacity is getting a little bit bigger. So you all have given me the great gift of being able to support you all from the ambassador perspective. And just I'm really just trying to dial more in there, because I think there's so much value in the Chamber that it sometimes can feel like a water hose, and you're just like, where so much, and then how do I chunk it down and make it work for the business, right?
Right.
Anyone who knows me knows I love the Historical Society of Palm Beach
Absolutely. I know. Cocktails in Paradise, always. They're so good.
So always. I mean, I think history is one of the coolest parts.
Of where we live. Yes. Oh my gosh.
And it is one of the most unique parts. History is in every area. Yeah. Right? But our history is so unique here. And so I love our history here. Yeah. Like many people, family members have been coming down for,
a long time, generations. Yes.
And I love being able to like silently tap into my ancestors through just being here and through history. Of course, my husband's work in the railroad is unique.
Well, I don't know about that. Tell me about it.
So Dan works for an engineering consulting company, and he is a contractor to the railroad. So basically, he just does a lot of things that are way over my head.
Oh, that's awesome, though. I had no idea.
For the railroad.
Yeah. You're like, Dan works for the railroad. I love it. I love it.
So we have a joint passion and love for the history of Palm Beach, which is so wonderful.
Beautiful.
And other organizations that I'm very much excited about, that I'm working to be better partners to, United Way and Habitat.
Yes.
So there's so many wonderful things that both of those organizations do. Right. Many of my clients are affiliated with them.
Oh,
and
good.
So I'm working to, starting point, just donate some money, and then from there I'll work to do more.
Right. Well, and I think too that's great, because you've chosen the things that you're passionate about, and there is a cause that's aligned with that passion. So you can really dive into all of it, whether it's history or the Chamber, or like you said, United Way and Habitat. It's like those are all of the passions that you already currently have. And now you're able to say, okay, whether it's a small investment or your time, it's the same value. You know, it's so valuable and so important. So I love that you have a focus on charity work, because I think sometimes people come to Palm Beach and they don't understand that is such an integral part of our space here. It's like, you need to volunteer, you need to find something that you love and give it your all. So I love that you said that.
Yeah, well, it is such a part of our
life.
Here.
Yeah.
It is a lifestyle. It's not just kind of what we do, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
And I think that's it. There's so many opportunities, and you just have to find what you love and what you're passionate about, and then just like like we talked about, pour into that.
Right.
And then you don't have to like be distracted with all the
it.
other things. Yeah. Other thing is I want to get involved as a library coalition.
Oh,
so
yes.
if anyone has,
do you hear that?
Wants to call me on that. That is the other thing because I love to read.
Yes.
So.
Honestly, I'm actually pretty excited because I feel like there's a slight comeback for the library these days. I know a lot of people who are part of book clubs, like young people who are like into reading again, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, but hey, libraries are on the rise. So let's make it happen. Let's make a luxury style library that has cute photo ops that you could take a picture with your books that you finish or something. I don't know. That's a good idea. You can take it, whoever's listening for libraries.
Yeah, let's just get the library to do it.
Exactly. With like a coffee shop inside, something fabulous, like a cute little reading nook. I don't know.
Well, the Mandel Library does have a cafe.
Yes,
now.
I know.
So,
I'm like, I'll be there. I'll be there. It's back. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Well, real quick, you're listening to Your Palm Beach Guide with the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. Our special guest today is Rachel Tessoff, who is a very near and dear friend of mine. And I just want to touch real quick. So I just feel like I've got to know you more at Steam Horse.
Yes.
So
and it's R.I.P. Steam Horse.
R.I.P. Steam Horse. So for those of you who don't know, I've been bartending at Steam Horse was a long time. And we closed our doors, unfortunately, a couple months ago. But we would have trivia. And you and your team with Adrian and the Raptus Rare Book squad would show up and dominate. Dominate, okay?
Matt and Adrian are very smart.
Seriously. Well, and it's like, I hope you guys found a new trivia spot. Like, tell me you're still like active.
Oh, yes. Team Crush is still.
Team Crush with a K. Team Crush with a K.
Yes, we love our trivia. That is, I love games, which should really be in my bio as I'm addicted to games.
Yes.
And so any type of game is fun to me, even if I'm not good at it, which I'm not good at trivia. I just enjoy
just being
the competition of trivia. And we're at Civil now.
Oh, good.
We're at Civil now.
Good. And they have a really good trivia person, DJ, I guess, right? Who runs it?
Yeah. I mean, they're all great. I think if you're willing to invest and do trivia as whether it's a fun thing for you to do or a side hustle, you're a great trivia host. I don't care. Just show up and give us questions. It's like my expectations are just basic for that. Now, what are you doing bartending-wise? We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, I'm at TVC now. So,
nice.
So Twisted Trunk, also closed, sad face, RIP Twisted Trunk. And so it was Steam Horse, Twisted Trunk, and Tequesta Brewing Company are all owned by the same owner. So I transitioned once Steam Horse closed up to Tequesta, TBC. So I'm there very minimal because now that Twisted Trunk closed, we basically are all at TBC. So I'm just like, whenever you need me, I'll jump in. So you just keep me posted.
And isn't that the best way to do it?
It is.
Then you have you have so many other things on your plate too.
I know, right? So. And it's good because it's always been that like outlet for me for some reason. Like it's good money, of course, but it's like I get to meet people and talk. And I'm just good at that. I like it. I like thriving off of that energy. So come see me if you're in Tequesta. I know it's a hike, but it's in Tequesta. You're like, it's far.
It's far. I probably won't see you there.
I know, right? You're like, it's okay. I'll see you around.
I love that you're doing
elsewhere. Well, real quick, Rachel, tell us how we can get a hold of you. If people give us your quick pitch for everyone that's like, you can find me here. If you need help with anything, if you just need a sounding board, like for these big life decisions, like I'm your gal to go to.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yes, that is the first way. The way you ended that is exactly how I'd love to start that is I'm here for all the things, all the questions.
Right.
And I'm always here as a resource, number one. The most fun way to get a hold of me is naturally social media, where we're all trying to be more present on. And I need to do a better job at that. And I am relatively active, and that's the first way to find me.
Good.
Through my handles are simple. I keep everything simple. Rachel Tessoff.
Oh, beautiful.
And
that's easy.
Nothing too crazy. And that's where you'll get some content as well. And then also, I'm easily accessible you can just find me on Google. Call me, email me, text me.
All the things.
See me around whenever.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, good. Well, and if you are coming to the Chamber Breakfast on February 20th or even March, if this is going to air later in March, I think it's March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, Rachel is there every single month. So please grab her. And she is a resource not only for the Chamber, but also just for any questions that you have. I want to echo that. So please take the time, get to know her, get coffee. She connects with everybody, with our new members as well. So please just use her as a resource. So thank you, Rachel.
Oh, Kiana, thank you. This has been so fun, such an honor. And everyone that's listening, thank you for taking some time to listen and really talk with Kiana and I, because I hope even though we didn't hear you on the other end, we are thinking about you, and we appreciate you tuning in. So thank you.
You got it.